Top of it, top of it, top of it. It's your boy, Coach One Stack. We at it, y'all. Hope everybody having a blessed day. And guys, today is my birthday, man. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Scorpio love around this joint. Hey, man, guys, shout out to birthday love. Shout out to birthday love on these likes and comments. And make sure you share this video because, man, I had to take some notes to give you guys this video, man, about this NBA prop betting. You understand what I'm saying? This NBA scandal where over 50 people from the NBA getting arrested. You dig? On their way to the feds. And so, you know, I had to take some notes, and I don't normally take notes, but this is going to be a good video. But at first, before I get into this video, do me a favor, guys. Like, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell. So, hey, YouTube know that I'm doing my job, and plus I like bringing y'all this content. Now, I was so interested in this video right here because not only am I born and raised in Las Vegas, but I have been saying for years that they should not have any, major league teams, any professional teams in Las Vegas due to this betting scandal that's going on in the NBA. That's going to send over 50 players to the federal penitentiary, along with, hey, people from 4 of the major crime families, La Cosa Nostra. If you don't know what La Cosa Nostra is, that's the mafia, guys. We got people from 4 other major crime families that's on their way to the penitentiary, from the Bonano crime family, the Gambino crime family, the Lucese crime family, and the Genovese crime family. Now, guys, let's back up a little bit. We got Chauncey Billups. We got Damon Jones. We got Terry Rozier. You know, all NBA players. Terry Rozier is a current NBA player. Damon Jones and Chauncey Billups, ex-NBA players and coaches. You know, it's 2 cases here that they were focusing on. You had one case where they started off, Terry Rozier was rigging prop bets. And what a prop bet is, for those of y'all who don't live in Vegas, a prop bet is when you bet on a person. You bet on their stats. Like a prop bet would be, hey, they might have the odds. See, this is why when you live in Las Vegas, those of you guys from Vegas, you can't take this phone and walk up to a sports book window and make a bet because they don't want you giving the odds out. They will literally kick you out of a casino, out of a sports book, if you walk up there with a phone, going through your phone and stuff like that. They not with that stuff because of this betting, because it's so much money that gets affected. Now, we talking about illegal gambling and regular gambling that goes throughout the sports books all over the world, but especially out here in Las Vegas. So what a prop bet is, a prop bet may be, they may say, hey, Michael Jordan is going to score 30 points today. He's going to get 10 rebounds. He's going to get 5 assists. You can bet on the over or the under on that. So what Terry Rozier did start doing back in 2023, he started off with a lot of members from his team, okay? He told members from his team that, hey, I'm going to take myself out of this game in 2023. I'm going to take myself out of the game, so make sure you guys bet on the under. So what he did was he used straw bettors. Now, a straw bettor is somebody who's going to just go place a bet for you because you don't want to make the bet yourself. You don't want your name behind the bet. So they bet $200,000 on the prop bets, him and some players from his team, the Charlotte Hornets at the time. And in 9 minutes in the game, he took himself out of the game because they bet on the under. So that's like insider trading, people. So with the insider trading thing, all he did was take himself out of the game, and they're going to automatically win on the under. Now, press and pause. He did this for a number of times. The question is, how many times did he do it? And how many more other players were doing it? And see the thing, and this is going to be a long video, guys, so I want you to stay in tune with this video. The question is, how many more players were doing this? Well, that will all come out because since Terry Rozier has been arrested by the FBI and had to put up his $6 million mansion for bail. And remember, they are entangled with the mafia. 4 crime families from the mafia. So if you do a little snitching and you're involved with the mafia, best believe they know your family. They know your family business. Should I say more? But there will be some snitching going on. So let me get to my notes here, guys. Hey, you know, Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were all taken into custody by the FBI a few days ago. And you know what that means? That means they on their way to the feds, along with other players and members of 4 of the other major crime families. But you guys notice something? You don't know what's crazy? It's funny that they named off the black players, right? The NBA players, but they didn't give off any names of the mafia who were involved in this stuff. Okay? So now, the second crime that was going on before I even get into this is they were rigging illegal poker games. Okay? Now, the La Cosa Nostra, the mafia, as we all know, they are in charge of all the underground poker games that go on in New York. Everybody knows that, all the underground gambling. Well, Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, they were involved in a lot of illegal games that were spreading across the country, you see, to where they were using x-ray tables, certain kind of glasses and contact lenses that could help them see cars that were marked. Everybody was in on it, y'all, and I'm going to get into it in the video, guys. I'm just prepping you for what's coming. You understand what I'm saying? And as in mafia style, they wanted a piece. So, of course, they hook up with the mafia. Now, that card game is not only in New York, it gets spread out all over the country through different states, and you got to give them their piece. So, I just wanted to lay that foundation to let you know that Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones, they're in bed with the mafia. And being in bed with the mafia, man, hey, as long as you kicking up, you good. But hey, it's a whole lot of videos I'm going to make regarding this. So let's get to it, guys. It was over 50 people arrested in 11 states. Now, the Bonano, the Gambino, the Lucese, and the Genovese crime family, they were involved. Now, the charges that everybody was charged with is wire fraud and money laundering, extortion, and illegal gambling. These are federal charges. And as you guys know from my channel, being ex-law enforcement, being ex-street, delivered by God 8 years ago, they're going to the feds. The feds have been having this, they have had this indictment going on. They've been playing this for the last 3 years. And when the feds get you, they got you. That's why they got a 99% conviction rate. But that's a whole nother thing. Guys, there were tens of millions of dollars being made from the rigged poker games, right? And they were using everything from x-ray glasses, contact lenses that could actually see through the cards and look at the marked cards, to x-ray tables, to rigged shufflers. You understand what I'm saying? They had it all going on. These poker games. So now these La Cosa Nostra families, they sanction the games. And what do you mean by sanction? They let the games go on. They participated in it. They helped get equipment. They helped collect debts when people owe debts from these poker games, these illegal games. You understand what I'm saying? As long as they got their cut. Can you dig it? But hey, there are only 3, but in both of these different cases that they are now running together, there are 3 suspects that overlap in both cases, and that is Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, and Chauncey Billups. So let's get to it. See, it's kind of like inside betting. They're using this information that they knew that players would be hurt, players might not be playing that day. You understand what I'm saying? Or when you see players that aren't supposed to play that day, and right there, it's game time, now they're playing. See, that just messed up the prop bet. And see, if you got that insider information, you could pass that on to whoever. And that's like insider trading. Same thing as insider trading, which will end them up in the feds. So they were passing on information on who was hurt, right? And some people would even fake an injury to come out. Now, Mr. LeBron James, you faked the injury to come out of the game about 2 weeks ago. And the thing is, you faked the injury, but yet you were on Kai's channel. And if y'all know who Kai is, look him up. You were on Kai's channel dancing, but you had an injury. It's a lot of people that are suspect of this, because it wasn't just those three NBA players and ex-NBA players doing this, I can guarantee you that there were more. And these people are going to tell to save their ass so they don't go to that federal penitentiary, y'all. Can you dig what I'm saying? Now, let's see. Now, what they were trying to do was they were trying to beat the spread. When you rig these games, you're trying to beat the spread. Not only were they rigging prop bets, but they also are rigging games. So making sure that they don't go over or that they go under, and they do that by faking injuries, coming out the game, missing shots, missing passes, fouling people so they can go to the free throw line so people can have a chance to get free throws. They're rigging the games, guys. You know, people have been rigging games since day one in college and NBA, but they just happen to get caught, right? Now, the thing is, they got information from other players and even threatened other NBA players for information, so that they could make these prop bets and give them to La Cosa Nostra and other people so they could use these straw bettors to make bets. Guys, even though I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, people, I don't gamble. I don't do any gambling. If you find most people that's from Las Vegas, we don't gamble because we know that it is rigged. This is why you cannot use a phone at the sports book, because people from other states want to know what the money line is in Las Vegas, because it may be different. And in different states and in the underground world, they add points and make it unfair, or they take away points. But they always use Vegas as a basis for it. Okay? So now, after Terry Rozier, after they threw their first game and threw that prop bet, and they bet $200,000 on it with him and other players from his team, after the game, they went to Terry Rozier's house and they split the money. And they continued this since 2023. You dig? So now Damon Jones is facing conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering, all of which will send him into the feds. Can you dig what I'm saying? So I've covered the game so far. Now it's time to get to these poker games. Because, man, guys, these poker games are very, very interesting when you get to these poker games. So now when you get to the poker game, what they would do, you had people like Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, Chauncey Billups, and other NBA stars, players that may have be in the league currently, or was in the league, or was a coach, and everybody in the game was in, or from the dealer to the doorman to they even had rigged shuffling machines. And so if you were a new player coming to the game, they called you a fish. Okay, guys, write that down. If you were a new player coming to the game, they called you a fish, because they're going to get this fish. And they would lure these fishes to these illegal poker games that was rigged on the on the terms of, now, hey, man, you get to play poker with these celebrities. You get to play poker with these NBA players. You get to play poker next to Chauncey Billups. You get to play, and of course, you being a fish or a mark is what they call them. Of course, you want to play that game, but it was already set up for you to lose. Can you dig it? Now, the NBA players or the celebrities, they were called face cards. You know, like your face card. They had code names for these people. They were called face cards. And the face cards were the NBA players or the superstars that the fish would come to the poker games knowing that they could play poker against, right? For large stakes of money. Okay, because just not anybody can get into these poker games. Like, you ain't just going to have $100 and get in the poker game. You might have to buy into the poker game for $50,000 to $100,000. You know, you got to have deep pockets or be something that's called a whale to get into a poker game. And if you don't know what a whale is when it comes to gambling or the stock market, let me break it down to you in terms like this. When a whale is in the ocean, when a whale changes directions, a whale is big enough to change the whole flow of the ocean. So a whale in gambling terms is somebody who has a whole lot of damn money, and by his bets and his money can change the whole outcome of the stock market. When y'all buy Bitcoin, what's his name? Elon Musk is a whale. When he sells his stock, it changed the whole flow of everything. You have whales in gambling. When their money comes to the table, it changes the whole flow of the game and the people that play in the game, believe it or not. So now people, they had rigged shuffling machines that shuffle the cards. They had rigged shuffling machines. And even on one or two occasions, La Cosa Nostra actually used their guns to rob somebody to get some of the rigged shuffling machines to participate in these games, right? Now, the rigged shuffling machines, check this out. The rigged shuffling machines sent info via Bluetooth or, wireless stuff to a cell phone to someone that was sitting at the table, right? So they knew what cards were in the deck. And that person sitting at the table was known as the quarterback. So now you have the fish, who's the mark, who's going to get his money taken. You got the face card, which is the NBA superstar or the star or the celebrity that you're gambling with, and you got the quarterback. The quarterback is the one calling the plays at the table, who has the information from the rigged shuffling machines of what cards are coming out of the chute. Can you dig it? I hope y'all catching up with me, because I took some notes to make this video, y'all. So now they had a poker chip tray analyzer. A poker chip tray analyzer. That poker chip tray analyzer would basically tell you, what cards that a person had. You understand what I'm saying? It would tell you what cards that a person had. It was all rigged. They had special contact lenses and special glasses like this that could read marked cards, because they were using cards that were marked with some type of ink that could only be read if you had on these special type of glasses or contact lenses. And so remember, everybody at the poker game except for the fish knew that the game was rigged, and they were taking directions from who? The quarterback, on what to bet, how to bet. Everybody, so basically they all knew what cards everybody had, which cards to play, what hand, the fishes, what hand the cards that the fishes had, they knew everything. Guys, and it gets deeper than that, man. So now, they actually even went so far as to have X-ray tables. X-ray tables, y'all. X-ray tables that could read the cards that were face down. And now, when the X-ray tables that could read cards from that were face down, who were they sending that information to via cell phone? The quarterback sitting at the table. So now the quarterback at the table not only knows what hand that they have, he knows what cards are coming out. He knows everybody's hand at the table, because the X-ray table was feeding information to a cell phone, which was sent to who? The quarterback, y'all. This is deep, man. Now, you got to understand, man, the mafia controlled these games and then took their cut from the game. See, the mafia always wants their piece. The mafia even went so far as to go old school on these people and pull out guns and make people pay their debts. They sent debt collectors with weapons to make sure that people paid back $500,000, $2 million, $300,000. They had debt collectors, mafioso style. When you playing with the mafia, they're going to get their money. See, and the crazy part is the FBI is so happy about this that they got 4 out of 5 of the major crime families caught up in this poker scheme. But see, so now it gets deeper, guys. Keep on watching, man. Now this happened. Now they investigated this stuff for 2 years. Now Terry Rozier, like I said, in 2023, that's when he started letting his players know on his team he was going to lead the game early, and they started this prop betting scheme, and they won hundreds of thousands of money, guys, despite already being millionaires. So now, guys, here's my take on everything I just told you. You have Terry Rozier, you have Damon Jones, you got Chauncey Billups, right? You got four of the major crime families. So you guys better look that up. There's some real serious shit going on. Because now, what do we do? What do you do? We all know that Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, right? Damon Jones, we know that they're going to snitch. Come on now. You already seen that coming. These are federal charges. That means they have mandatory minimum. So they have a choice here. Let's see. So their choice is, do I tell on the mafia? And guys, I want y'all to put in the comments below, do I tell on the mafia? If I'm one of these NBA players, do I tell on the mafia to reduce my time? Which means if you tell on the mafia, don't you know the mafia already know where your family live and they know all about your family and what they can do to your family? Or do I tell on the other NBA players that they don't know of already? Do I do that? Put in the comments, who do you tell on? Who are they going to tell on? Do they tell on the other NBA players that nobody knows of? Because it's a lot of people who could be caught up in this. LeBron James, Michael Jordan likes to gamble, even Charles Barkley. You dig? It's a lot of players' names. So do they tell on them? Or do they just go to trial and just take their federal charge? Because the thing is, when the feds get you, best believe they got you. This is why most people take a deal. And this will be no different. This will be no different with Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and Damon Jones. They may be offered a deal if they're willing to tell on the mafia, which I don't know if they will. And if they don't tell, guess what? They're going to go to the feds for a long time. But once again, you notice they only put those 3 names out. They didn't put any names from the mafia. See, in this case, this is a case where they don't even really want the mafia, guys. They not worried about the mafia. They want these black players, these black athletes. They don't want these people making this money anyway, people. They don't want these people making this money anyway. So they're going to pressure these NBA players to tell on other NBA players, because one thing you can't have is a dirty NBA. And now there's only no telling what's going on in football, baseball, hockey, soccer, women's basketball, tennis, you name it. I am from Vegas, the home of the sports book, right? Lefty Rosenthal was the one who made the sports book. Can you dig what I'm saying? If you ever saw the movie Casino and you saw the character that Robert De Niro played, Lefty Rosenthal was a real person, and that is the person who invented the sports book right out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The question is, how many more sports have been affected by this, and how many more people have been doing this? I don't know. But hey, guys, that's for you to judge. Leave that in the comments, guys. Hey, I need 200 comments on this. On what do you think these players are gonna do? Are they gonna tell? Are they gonna go to? Are they gonna tell? Or are they gonna go to jail? Real simple, people. But other than that, man, if you like this content, like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Share this video, please. Man, I put a lot of time to this video, right? Man, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, because I'm going to be making many videos about this subject. And you remember the rest. Remember to stay blessed. Hey, make sure you're getting plenty of rest. Never get finessed. Hey, man, and stay the fuck out of trouble. See you next video.